Happy Wednesday, 17th day of June 2020. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Dan Kuntz, and we're back at it for whatever it is that I do between 7 and 8 o'clock on weekday mornings. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. Good stuff for you today. Beautiful weather forecast, lots of sunshine, mild temperatures, warm but not too hot. It's going to warm up a little bit more on Thursday, even more on Friday. A little bit of a cool down for the weekend. On a Saturday and Sunday, it's going to cool down a little bit. We'll see a few more high clouds, and then all of next week we start building it up for sunny and warm weather. This is, of course, the last few days of spring. The summer solstice will come your way on a Saturday, first day of summer. So the days are about as long as they can get. Sun came up at 5:03. Sunset tonight, 9 o'clock, which is the same as it's been for the last couple of days. There's almost no change at all. 15 hours and 57 minutes of daylight. Now, tomorrow, sunset will be at 9:01, but sunrise will be a minute later. So we'll still have 15 hours and 57 minutes of daylight. So it's not really going to change that much. News, sports, weather, we got everything. It's an adult portion. Happens occasionally. We have a 5-pound show and a 4-pound bag, but we'll do our very, very best to get you going on this Wednesday. Let's go ahead and start where we always start. Let's take you around the valley in the north central Washington area with our Valley View cameras. Looks to me like the cross camera is zoomed back, or it's actually zoomed in just a little bit. Our most popular camera. This came in very handy yesterday. There was a significant traffic accident right in time for the afternoon commute on the Senator George Seller Bridge. It backed up traffic in a big way all over the Wenatchee Valley. The eastbound lanes were closed for quite some time until they got that cleaned up. So a lot of people got caught in that mess, and we were able to show that to you live on our Facebook page using that camera right there, a 4K camera, 4 times the resolution of a regular high-definition camera. Spectacular view of the Wenatchee Valley. And again, we're in for a beautiful stretch of weather with a little hiccup over the weekend. We'll give you those details in just a little bit. From this point forward, Megan, the producer of this award-winning program, gets to decide where we're going to visit. We're going to go visit, that looks like it's the old Goodwin Bridge. So I don't know if that's a new camera location or if that's a camera that we regularly use that we just have zoomed in. I'm sorry, Megan? It is zoomed in, so that's probably the Apple Annie's camera, I'm guessing. Probably, we don't know, but yeah, it looks to me that they're starting the teardown process. Now remember, it's called the Goodwin Bridge, the West Cashmere Bridge, whatever you want to call it. The new bridge is going to go where the old bridge was. So it's not like they can build a new bridge next to the old bridge. It's not going to work out that way. And of course, we're going to be putting in some roundabouts and some traffic revisions. So they can't, and there goes the train. Oh, this is cool. Let's just watch this. I hear the train a-coming. It's rolling around the bend. I did not, by the way, shoot a man in Reno just to watch him die, but that's cool having the train come by. How's that for timing? Anyway, getting back to my original thoughts. So they have to tear down the old bridge before they can put in the new bridge. It's, I think it's the most expensive public works project in the history of Chelan County, and it looks to me that they have started the dismantling process of the old Goodwin Bridge. That's a cool view there. Thanks, Megan. Good work there. Camera 1, 2, 3. There we go. It's off to, I want to say, Waterville. Hey, I'm not doing too bad. That's the Waterville camera way up there, looking way down towards the Wenatchee Valley as the mighty Columbia rolls on. Just out of your view is the Antiad area, but a gorgeous, gorgeous view there. And it's going to be beautiful weather up in the Waterville Plateau, although a little breezy at times. Just can't seem to shake the wind. We'll have a little bit of wind today, a little bit of wind tonight. Winds die down, temperatures warm up, and then the clouds pay us a visit for the weekend, just in time for the first weekend of summer. Is that it, or we have one more camera to go? One more to go. I've lost track. Ah, Billy Goat. Look how high the sun is in the sky already on this Wednesday morning. Beautiful view of Billy Goat. Hi, good morning to our friends in Pateros and Brewster in Bridgeport and all folks to the north of us. As I mentioned before, if we turn this camera to the left, a little bit more to the north, we would be able to see the Methow Valley in theory, but we can't because that's where the support tower is. All you'll be able to see is a big hunk of aluminum, which isn't nearly as pretty as looking at that great view of the Billy Goat camera. Is that me, or is there a spider web on that camera? Somebody from Sky-Fi, go up there with a rag and clean that lens off, will you? Nice view, and good morning to our friends up in the Okanagan and Omak area. Good to have you. 5 minutes after the hour, Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling gives your home a hug. See, there's the van. So yeah, the trend of dry and warm weather will really get going today. Now, yesterday we only hit 69. That was it. Our normal high is supposed to be 78. So we've had about 4 or 5 days in a row below normal temperatures, but that's going to change today. A lot of sunshine, about 83. We've already begun that process. We're at 58 degrees in downtown Wenatchee. Yesterday at this time, we were at 51. So we've begun the warm-up process. Although it's going to be a little breezy at times today, northwest wind about 9 to 13 miles an hour. The occasional gust up near 20, but 83, looking good. Clear skies tonight, still a little windy at times. 56 for the overnight low. The warm-up continues on Thursday. Lots of sunshine and a high of 87 degrees. Overnight Thursday night into Friday, we'll dip down to about 60. Couple of clouds expected on Friday. No real wind, and warm it up again to 90 degrees. Now, models are in general agreement that the ridge, the high-pressure ridge, that's going to be building up and giving us all this sunny and warm weather today and tomorrow and really into Friday. It's kind of a flat ridge, and that's going to allow some high clouds to kind of bump into it. So we're looking now at Saturday, and the first day of summer, as a fairly cloudy day. We'll have some sun breaks. The clouds will be high clouds, but as you can see, the cloud cover is going to keep the temperatures from getting too hot. We'll go from 90 on Friday to 85 on Saturday. Back to the sunshine on Sunday, 85, then 86, then 89, then into the 90s by Wednesday and Thursday of next week, if the trend continues, and it looks like it will. So just that little hiccup in the road with the high clouds that are going to be paying us a visit later on Friday, and most of the day on Saturday we'll have filtered sunshine. But at this point, it looks like the clouds may have the upper hand on Saturday, and we'll cool down to a more comfortable position before we warm right back up again. So there's your forecast. We're getting to the point of the year where the weather will be our least concern. The weather will be fairly consistent once we get into later June, right on into July and August, of course. We'll have long stretches of sunny and hot weather. That's what we get here in north central Washington. 8 minutes after the hour, going to take a quick break. We have a lot of news to get to, so grab your cup of coffee and come right back and join me in 1 minute. And we'll have your Wednesday morning headlines. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 1 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
Aging and Adult Care offers many in-home care options and services for seniors and family caregivers. But did you know they also offer free in-home delivered meals? Aging and Adult Care has expanded its program for home-delivered meals to help elderly and vulnerable adults at this challenging time. If you are in need of prepared meals or know someone who could benefit, call Aging and Adult Care for more information about free home-delivered meals. Call 509-886-0700.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating, serving north central Washington, is proud to offer the finest heating and cooling air quality products along with prompt and professional customer service since 1984. Regardless of the temperature outside, Arctic is here for you. Arctic offers a variety of services: residential and commercial heating, air conditioning, commercial refrigeration, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs.
9 minutes after the hour, quite a bit of sunshine for everybody here in downtown Wenatchee. We're at 58 degrees, lower 80s today, mid 80s on Thursday, near 90 on Friday. Filtered sunshine, slightly cooler temperatures coming up for the weekend. And here's what's making headlines. A recent lawsuit against the state by members of the Chelan-Douglas Board of Health has, and I'm quoting now, wasted an incredible amount of staff time, end quote, as a local health district tries to respond to COVID-19. That was the statement Monday by the administrator, Barry Kling, and it was a public meeting of the board. The board members are no longer party to the lawsuit, but as Jefferson Robbins reports, some damage may already have been done.
When Douglas County Commissioners Dan Sutton and Mark Straub and Wenatchee City Council member Ruth Esparza sued Governor Jay Inslee over his emergency orders on COVID-19, they said they were doing so as private citizens. But as elected officials, they're also members of the Chelan-Douglas Board of Health, which oversees the local health district. On Monday, in their first in-person meeting since the public health crisis began in March, Health District Administrator Barry Kling said that's created conflicts and drained the resources of his office.
That lawsuit has wasted an incredible amount of staff time. I've had to spend days on records requests. Dr. Butler had to spend a day with our attorney in attendance and his hourly rate, giving a deposition. The whole entanglement of us as individuals or otherwise with it has interfered with our ability to manage the COVID response and the rest of the health.
Sutton, Straub, and Esparza are no longer parties to the lawsuit, which carries on with 46 other plaintiffs in Chelan County Superior Court. In the meeting, Esparza told Kling her only interest is in reducing bureaucracy on the way to a full recovery from COVID-19.
That's all I'm asking for, is that we have something in place that shows that we are in control of our own community. And that we can do it once, the governor's office releases us.
Kling said many indicators for Chelan and Douglas County appear optimistic. There's a low rate of hospitalizations, and he may request the state to allow the two counties to move from phase 1.5, where it is now, to phase 3, allowing broader reopening of the economy. But, he said,
so any further entanglement with it, I'm allergic to that. And if I overreact, that's why, because it's a very corrosive and unfortunate influence on our attempt to protect the health of the community. That's what you're about as board members, I know, and that's what we're about as public health professionals.
Jefferson Robbins, NCW Life.
Thank you for that report, Jefferson. Saying there is a community spread of COVID-19 taking place in Grant County. The Grant County Health District reported 38 new cases Monday after finding 11 new cases over the weekend. That came on the heels of a spike in Grant County last week that showed 31 new cases over a 3-day period. The latest report said the new positive tests for the coronavirus came from all corners of Grant County. The health district said some of the cases investigated thus far have been traced to social gatherings, the same employer, and agricultural workers. On May 23rd, the county was approved to move to phase 2 of Governor Inslee's Safe Start reopening plan. It had planned to apply to move to phase 3, but that obviously is on hold after last week's outbreak. A new community survey finds Wenatchee Valley residents are struggling with the COVID-19 crisis, but most are willing to stay the course and follow tough health recommendations to keep the virus in check. Now, the survey from Our Valley, Our Future got responses from more than 600 residents. Among other findings in the survey, 35% of the respondents say they've lost a job or work hours after the pandemic struck Washington back in March. Almost 45% say they or someone in their household has struggled with depression, anxiety, loneliness during the public health emergency. As the restrictions lit up and places like restaurants reopen, only 35% say they will visit a sit-down dining place in the next month. More than 2/3 say they plan to wear a facial mask in public for the next year or more and practice social distancing as long as is required. The complete findings from the survey are available online. Just log on to ourvalleyourfuture.org. Leavenworth has decided not to open the Howard Hopkins Memorial Pool this summer, saying complying with COVID-19 restrictions created insurmountable problems. The city announcing that decision on Monday after holding out hope they would be able to open the pool season at some point, even if it was for a short season. But concerns about safety and the financial issues created by limiting the number of swimmers were simply too much to overcome. The city said limiting swimmers would have reduced revenue, while at the same time, extra staffing for complying with COVID-19 requirements would have driven up costs. The wide swath of forest that was closed down during that manhunt off Blewett Pass has been reopened, but the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest says personnel are working to remove hazardous trees before all the campgrounds will be reopened. They expect to have that work completed sometime this week, so those campgrounds that are still closed include Swauk, Mineral Springs, and the Ken Wilcox Horse Camp. All other Cle Elum Ranger District campgrounds are now open. Of course, murder suspect Jorge Alcantara Gonzalez was on the run in the forest for more than 3 weeks as numerous law enforcement agencies searched for him. He was captured Sunday in the Teanaway area. Despite the pandemic, Link Transit pressing ahead to provide expanded bus service, including Sunday service, starting on July 6th. The Wenatchee Valley's public transit system got voter approval for a sales tax increase last year to fund its expansion, but the COVID-19 crisis meant that only about 25% of its planned projects will go forward this year. 9 routes will add Sunday trips starting next month, including local shuttle trips and commuter routes between Wenatchee, Lake Chelan, and Leavenworth. The Wenatchee and Moses Lake driver's licenses offices will be reopening on Monday, but it's by appointment only. The Department of Licensing offices were closed throughout the state back on March 31st in response to the COVID-19 outbreak. The offices are among 14 in the state that will reopen on Monday. The DOL has 55 offices throughout the state. Appointments will be taken for services that can only be done in person, such as a first-time driver's license testing, things like that. The department says employees and visitors will be screened for coronavirus symptoms and social distancing rules will be followed. Information on scheduling an appointment can be found on the DOL website, dol.wa.gov. For the fourth time in just over a week, a Moses Lake man has been arrested for car theft, this time just minutes after he was released from jail. The Moses Lake Police Department says 32-year-old Robert Patterson stole a car in Ritzville after he was released Thursday from the Adams County Jail, and then he drove the stolen car to Moses Lake, where he was arrested in yet another stolen car. Last week, he was arrested in Moses Lake in a stolen car after a police pursuit. Now, the previous Saturday, he was arrested after another stolen car pursuit. Because of COVID-19 restrictions, police were unable to book Patterson into the Grant County Jail, so he was taken to the Adams County Jail, where he was wanted on a burglary charge. He also faces a burglary charge in Moses Lake. This time, he was booked into the Grant County Jail. School's almost done, school year wrapping up, and at Eastmont, the music teachers decided to sing their students into summer vacation. Maggie Whiteman is the Eastmont School District's music coordinator, and she got together with all of the music teachers in the district to do this mashup video via Zoom.
We made this video as a reminder to our students of how much we absolutely miss them, and we hope that they'll keep music in their lives this summer and beyond.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Carry on, give me all the strength I need. Carry on.
We're all strangers right now. You know the rules, and so do I.
Up on 6 feet is what we're supposed to do. Just like the dance at the junior high. I just gotta tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna turn around and desert you,
Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna turn around and desert you. Never gonna give you up.
That's cool. That's really cool. I like that. 19 minutes after the hour. One more item of business. I didn't mention this at the top of the show, and I don't know why, but my guest in the back half of this program will be Dave Tosch. Dave, of course, is the Executive Director of the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, and Dave has some good news for you folks of the thrift store. So stay tuned for that. My interview via Skype with Dave Tosch coming up in the back half of the hour. All right, we got a news crew working together, gathering news, disseminating news, and come 5 o'clock tonight, you can watch the news. Keep yourself in the loop on what's making headlines around the Wenatchee Valley and North Central Washington. Previewing tonight's newscast, here's the anchor, Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, the Department of Ecology is asking for your comment regarding an environmental cleanup project at Saddle Rock Park. I'll tell you about a pretty impressive warming trend starting today in your North Central Washington weather forecast, and Eric Granstrom will take a look at the day's sports. That and more coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. Hope to see you then. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. You got a news tip? You want to drop us a line and just say hi? We have a lot of different ways for you to go about doing that. You can go to our website at ncwlife.com, and you want to bookmark that because we populate it on a regular basis. Not only can you drop us a note, via our website. You'll see the Contact Us icon at the top of the page, but we have all of our locally produced shows archived. So if you want to take a barefoot walk through the carpets of the hallways of the memories of your mind, you can do so by watching a classic episode of this program. Don't know if there is one. You can also email us directly, news@ncwlife.com, news@ncwlife.com, or go to our Facebook page and use Facebook Messenger and drop us a note. We'd love to hear from you. 21 minutes after the hour, talking baseball. There's no baseball to be played, but we got baseball to talk about anyway. In 1 minute, sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Water is essential to living. From clean drinking water for good health to clean water for your pool or spa. Central Washington Water, your water experts. With whole home water filtration systems for your home's best water. Products and supplies to keep your pool and spa water crystal clear. To a full parts department. Count on Central Washington Water for expert help. Shop screen to screen. Come in or call about a backyard consultation. Central Washington Water, your water care professionals.
You don't have to be a member to enjoy the view and dine-in style at Highlander Bar and Grill in East Wenatchee. Open 7 days a week, Highlander Grill offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Dine in or take it to go, our friendly staff is here to serve you. Reservations recommended for Friday night's prime rib dinner. Call for live music dates. Hi, I'm Shalane, site coordinator for Highlander Grill. Give me a call to schedule your event today.
22 minutes after the hour on this Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Mariner fans are going to pine for the good old days. It's the debut of a documentary this weekend. You don't want to miss that. The documentary's subject is Ken Griffey Jr. The documentary is produced by the MLB Network, and it is entitled simply Junior.
George Kenneth Griffey Jr. Ken Jr. the Kid.
Holy cow, the kid has done it!
A five-tool center fielder whose sweet swing and winning smile helped define a new age for baseball's popularity.
For me, playing baseball was what I wanted to do.
An incredible catch by the kid!
I wanted to be able to leave a mark on the ball, somehow, some way.
This is a story of the baddest man in the land. You see him walk to the plate, look out.
This guy was special from the day he arrived. He was such a natural talent.
Oh my, what a catch by Griffey!
Every day was a human highlight reel. Every day he was doing something where you just like, really?
This one's not staying in the yard!
The way he looked, the way he run, the way he swing, it's like, he makes the game of baseball cool.
What's this? Perfect timing!
Griffey is a celebrity on a whole nother level that we had never had in Seattle up until that point. I didn't do it because of the money. I didn't do it for the fame. I did it because I loved baseball.
The show was nominated by Sterling K. Brown, who's been nominated for an Emmy Award. It'll include interviews with former Mariner manager Lou Piniella and other former teammates of Ken Griffey Jr., and also thoughts of what made Jr. such an iconic figure among the people interviewed, as you saw there. LeBron James, Reggie Jackson, Bo Jackson, Gary Payton, and others. You can watch Junior Sunday night at 5 o'clock on the MLB Network. It'll be repeated at 9 o'clock on Sunday night. So again, Sunday at 5 o'clock, 9 o'clock on Sunday for the documentary called simply Junior. Speaking of baseball, the Major League Baseball draft was, of course, drastically cut short. Normally it's 40 rounds. Last week they just did 5. And that left a lot of room for, well, undrafted free agents to find a new home. Such was the case for the Mariners. Seattle signed Auburn catcher Matt Scheffler. He's 6'2", 190 pounds, originally from Kirkland. The Mariners also nabbed 6'1", 205-pound infielder Justin Levy out of Louisville. He was an all-ACC third-teamer in 2019, batting .316. And finally, Seattle added infielder Brett Rodriguez out of Wofford. He's 6 foot, 200 pounds, was a base-stealing expert at the South Carolina school. The Mariners have not made any of the agreements official. Players have to pass a physical before they can sign a contract. 11 more West Coast League alums signed free agent deals following the draft last week, including Mac Lardner. You recognize that name, former Apple Soccer 6'4", 195 pounds. He's a left-handed pitcher. He was signed by the St. Louis Cardinals over the weekend. He's a Gonzaga Bulldog alum, played for the Apple Sox in the summer of 2016. He was 2-2 on the year. At Gonzaga, Lardner was 21-5 with over 200 strikeouts. Despite the coronavirus wreaking havoc with construction timelines around the Northwest, the renovation of Seattle's new NHL home continues. The former Key Arena remodel is about 2 months behind schedule. That's according to team president Tom Leiweke. The yet-to-be-named franchise is scheduled to start play in the NHL in 2021. Now, the initial hope is for the building to be completed in June of next year. Leiweke said the expectation now is that the venue will be completed later that summer. And a reminder, racing is coming back. The NCAA Life Channel is teaming up with the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval to bring you the inaugural race of the 2020 season. 4 classes of racing will take place on Saturday night, June 27th. You got the Jerry's Auto Supply Pro late models, the Dix Heating and Air Conditioning Thunder Cars, the Plum Perfect Roadrunners, and the Bandoleros. Of course, absolutely no fans will be allowed to attend. Sorry, folks. So the only way you can watch the action will be here on the NCAA Life Channel. We are very excited to bring this to you. We'll begin our broadcast a week from Saturday at 6 o'clock. It's fun to do live sports again. It seems like it's been forever. Because it has been forever. We haven't done a live sporting event since February. Hope we all remember how it works. 27 minutes after the hour. I had 4 today in history, obscure holidays to choose from, 4 of them. Today is National Cherry Tart Day. Don't like cherry tart. Too tart for me. National Apple Strudel Day. Who doesn't like a good apple strudel, right? National Eat Your Vegetables Day, because it's good for you. I do fine on the vegetable consumption. No, we're going to do a little shout out to the sanitation workers today. Today is National Global Garbage Man Day. Yeah, that's a lot of garbage. Look at all that garbage. Hey, being a garbage man is tough work. First of all, it's dangerous. It's fairly well paid, but it's dangerous work. I mean, sanitation workers can get injured on the job. The odds of them getting injured on a job, say, are greater than me being injured on my job. They are absolutely essential to our everyday life because we crank out a lot of garbage. I mean, it's ridiculous. Who's number one in creating trash? We are. Yeah, U.S. number one. The average American produces 7 pounds of garbage every day. Every day, the average American creates 7 pounds of garbage. That's awful. 30%, over 30% of all the garbage in all the world is produced by us. Almost 50% of all the products that are in dumps all over the world were used once and then thrown away. And 50% of all the plastic in the world that could be recycled isn't. They get thrown in the garbage, and then the garbage man comes and picks it up. Global Garbage Man Day. Give the garbage man out there a little shout out. Well, yeah, we love them. They do good work. They do work I wouldn't do, so I always have extra respect for those people. 29 minutes after the hour, today in history. A lot of people forget that we lost the Battle of Bunker Hill. It was fought on this date, June 17th, 1775, one of the earliest skirmishes in the American Revolutionary War. It was 245 years ago today. We did all right. Our side did okay. British had very heavy casualties, but in the end, the Battle of Bunker Hill was won by the British, not the Americans. But they say it's much more important to win the war than just the battle. And even though the colonists lost to the British, the bottom line was when it was all said and done, the British went back to their encampments and said, hey, these Americans, they're going to fight. They're going to fight for their revolutionary ideas and their freedom. This isn't going to be a walk in the park for the British, and it wasn't. The Battle of Bunker Hill, 245 years ago today. We don't have any photos of it. 135 years ago today, the Statue of Liberty arrived at New York Harbor from Paris, France. June 17th, 1885. It was in a bunch of crates, of course, and there it sat. Because the deal was, this was a gift from the French. The French just built it and said, here you go, America, we love you. We're going to build a statue. We're going to ship it over. But your job, America, is to build the pedestal to put the statue on. And nobody was raising any money to build the pedestal. In fact, Boston and Philadelphia both offered to pay the full cost of the pedestal to put the statue on if, in return, the statue would stand at either Boston Harbor or Philadelphia. And eventually they raised enough money so the Statue of Liberty would stand where the Statue of Liberty stands, but she arrived in New York Harbor. They actually took pieces of her, that's her face, as you can tell, and they toured her around parts of the Northeast to raise money to build the pedestal. Eventually, they got it done. June 17th, 1963, 57 years ago today, the case was called Abington School District v. Shemp. And the United States Supreme Court on this date, 57 years ago today, in an 8-1 ruling, said that school-sponsored prayers and public school-sponsored Bible readings in the classroom was unconstitutional. It remains on the books to this day. The United States Congress, of course, being the Congress, they got all upset. That's what they do. They responded to the case by drafting more than 150 resolutions to overturn the ruling by constitutional amendment. Not one of them even came close to passing. Again, school-sponsored prayers and school-sponsored Bible readings unconstitutional in public schools. You can pray all you want in public school. The school can't sponsor it. It's as simple as that. And 48 years ago today, the beginning of the end of the Nixon administration. Verge and Bernie and James and Gene and Frank, a couple of weeks earlier, broke in at the Democratic National Committee headquarters at the Watergate complex and planted a bunch of bugs, and they left, and they listened to the bugs, and all they got was receptionists making hair appointments and stuff like that. They said, we're trying to dig up dirt on the Democrats, so they went back a couple of weeks later on June 17th, 1972, to plant more bugs at the Democratic National Committee headquarters, only this time they got caught. And so the process began. Like they're going to talk about important political things on the phone. I don't know. Still amazing how stupid that was. 32 minutes after the hour. Happy birthday to Ruth Graves Wakefield, one of the greatest Americans ever, regardless of gender. Ruth Graves Wakefield is the inventor and the creator of the chocolate chip cookie. We love Ruth. She was born in the state in 1903, died at the age of 73 in 1977. She was from Massachusetts, and during World War II, soldiers from Massachusetts were getting these care packages from home, including these, these cookies, these Toll House chocolate chip cookies, and the soldiers just went nuts for them, and it spread everywhere. Everybody wanted the recipe that only Ruth Graves Wakefield had up in her head for her chocolate chip cookies. She made an interesting deal with Nestle. She said, Nestle, I will give you my recipe if you give me a lifetime supply of chocolate chips so I can keep making my cookies. And that's what they did. Ruth Graves Wakefield. I want a chocolate chip cookie right now. She was born in the state in 1903. And Kendrick Lamar. I'm a fan of Kendrick Lamar. He's 33 years old today. I first got tuned into Kendrick when my good friend Captain Wagner gave me a copy of To Pimp a Butterfly, which was actually an album that's been out for quite some time. Believe it or not, the guy's been on the scene for over 10 years, but he's only done 4 albums, and they're all good. Kendrick Lamar, the king of hip-hop. That's what I'm going to call him. Happy 33rd, Kendrick. It's time for another record, by the way, buddy. 34 minutes after the hour, going to take a break. Mike Mignotti has got an opinion. Don't forget, we got some new Mike Mignotti opinions coming your way in the not-too-distant future. And then my conversation via Skype with Dave Tosch, the executive director of the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. Important information from Dave coming your way. Watch him Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hi, my name is Manuel Navarro, Chief Operating Officer at Columbia Valley Community Health. Patient safety is our top priority, including providing care that just can't wait. With enhanced safety precautions, we want to ensure you that we're able to continue providing safe and efficient in-person care at our clinic. From in-car check-in, ongoing screening, immediate rooming, your family can get the safe care that they deserve here at Columbia Valley Community Health.
My name is Anaisa Lemus, and I teach at John Newberry Elementary. I had a tooth in the front that was just always causing me problems. It was just happening so regularly. I went to go get a root canal done, and the root canal didn't help a whole lot because then it came back. Both of my parents went to Dr. Davis's office. They really recommended him because he had done such a great job on their teeth. I went and really have had a really pleasant experience with him. He just made me feel really at ease with everything. He was really confident with what he was doing. He said, this is one of his favorite parts of his job, which really made it easier for me because, when you're really passionate about something, they're going to do a good job. As a teacher, my students, I'll tell them randomly sometimes, oh yeah, with my fake tooth. They're always so shocked. Like, what? It looks like your real tooth. And I'm really happy with the results now.
This is Dr. John Divis. Please call us today.
Collins Fashions is now open. Following safety guidelines, come and shop at Collins Fashions. There's nothing like a new pair of sandals or outfit to lift your spirits. Tommy Bahama says fun in a stylish way. Mother of the bride or groom, special celebrations. Collins has a beautiful variety of dresses for all occasions. Need a little something to make you smile? Brighton jewelry and handbags fit us all. Collins Fashions is now open. Let's go shopping 10 to 5 Monday through Saturday.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house, fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
When you think of Doghouse Motorsports, you might think of motorcycles, but there's a lot more in this house. How about Honda power equipment? From snowblowers to lawnmowers to generators and even water pumps, Honda is the brand that sets the standards. Perhaps you need an ATV or UTV. The Doghouse has the largest selection anywhere. Did we mention watercraft and snowmobiles? And of course, we have motorcycles too. Back it up with terrific customer service and you have Wenatchee's best motorsports store 5 years running. Isn't it time for you to be in the Doghouse?
Mad Dog McNutty, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Like I've said before, I'm a regular churchgoer, so I run into this guy who I used to see at church, and as I haven't seen him for a while, I asked him, where's he been? Is everything okay? He said, I stopped coming, and the reason was I've been going there to church for a year, and no one has ever invited me out to lunch. Now, what kind of reason is that? Was he going to church to arrange lunch dates? And what I should have asked him is, did you ever invite anyone to lunch? Wouldn't it be a good idea if maybe we should do unto others what we would have them do to you, rather than expect people to do to you just because you happen to be there? This is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and that's my opinion.
Hi, my car's making a funny noise.
Not a problem. We'll take care of you.
Global Car Care's technicians are ASE Master Techs and well-versed in the more refined methods of vehicular diagnostics.
Number 3 piston and rings have a slight loss of compression, down to 108 pounds. Your transmission is slipping. You're gonna need a service.
Looks like you all set.
These guys? They're good.
Oh, and your spare is flat.
Global Car Care, Wenatchee's top shop.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Paprika mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
The response that I saw from Works reminded me about what a great company this has always been.
While some businesses have probably just tried to hunker down and survive, Blair and the team at Works have said this is an opportunity to become even better, to give more value to our members. I think it's amazing.
Blair's attitude is safety first.
I just really appreciated feeling like I wasn't forgotten about.
We know times are a little different right now, but we wanted to let you know that we have you covered. So during this time, you can focus more about the important things in life, like your home, friends, yourself, and your family.
This is the best tea party ever.
If you have family or friends who need guidance through this unique time, please share this valuable information. We want them to be able to enjoy what matters in life.
Up Wenatchee Valley. My guest today is no stranger to this program. Dave Tosch has been on this show numerous times. He is the executive director of the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. Dave and I were just joking off air before we started rolling tape. Last time we saw Dave, he came in March to say, well, out of an abundance of caution, we're going to shut down the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center for a couple of weeks to see where we are with this whole COVID thing. And that was 3 months ago. But Dave has some good news, and we're going to start out with the good news. Dave, take it away. Tell folks what we're talking about.
Well, we made the decision yesterday at our monthly board meeting that we would reopen our thrift store on Monday, the 22nd. So we got a few more days to go here, and we will have our thrift store reopened, and you're going to notice a few changes. We're going to expand it into some other areas that we haven't used before because the space is idle, as the rest of the senior center will remain closed. And so we will have a handle on everything come Monday morning in terms of asking people to wear masks, maintain the social distancing, but we have spread things out a bit, and we think that we'll be able to fit quite a few customers into the thrift store and make it hospitable for everybody.
That's really fantastic news, and I know, having been to the thrift store any number of times, it was kind of crammed in there a little bit. You had a lot of stuff crammed in, not a lot of square footage. So by being able to actually practice safe social distancing and a 6-foot mask and everything, you actually are going to be able to maybe have a more enjoyable shopping experience.
We hope so, and we will have one entryway. We'll have one exit way, and the donations that used to come in through the main entryway will now be received on the side of the building. And we think by spreading all of that out, that will also aid in keeping the distancing that we need. And obviously, we have older employees, we have older volunteers. The bulk of the folks are over age 65, so we've got to be careful here, and that's one of the reasons we've kind of moved a little bit slow once we got word that we could reopen with 50% of normal capacity.
Well, that's good news, and I'm personally very pleased for you. But the better news would be eventually when the entire Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center can reopen. Is that not going to happen until we get to at least phase, say, 3 here in Chelan County?
We think it'll be longer than that. And the issue we have is the 6-foot social distancing and the population we serve. And with those two elements, I think we're looking at a longer period until we can relax the 6-foot social distancing. As you can imagine, this is a social organization. We have a lot of card games with card tables with 4 people sitting at a table. Our dining room is not set up to keep that kind of separation with the numbers that we draw. We have dancing. We're not going to be able to do that. So really the long pole in the tent here is the 6-foot social distancing that we have to grapple with. And, I know things are changing quickly out there, and we also have to be careful that we don't reopen too early. For all I know, there could be a spike in the number of cases, and the governor may come out and announce that, we're going to have to cut back. So, we're slow and steady around here. We're very methodical, and like I said, we were one of the first organizations to close. We will probably be one of the last organizations to reopen because of what I just said.
Well, I feel sorry for your regular clientele, your regular patrons. I know dozens of people who went to the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center almost every day. And I'm curious as to how they're doing. What are they doing to pass the time without your campus to go to?
Well, we have established some contact with our membership. We have one of our receptionists is making phone calls. She spends several hours each day calling the membership, checking in on them. We've got a lot of thank yous about that. It's not that we can do a lot for them, But, you know, just checking in, talking to them, people enjoy that and really have thanked us a lot for just checking in. Again, you know, we're more of a social organization. We do provide a lot of services, but really it's all about bringing people, seniors in here to have a lot of fun and enjoyment and socialize. And that's the part that we're just not going to be able to do right away. But I've told the staff and I've told our volunteers and the board that there's a lot of things we can't control here. But the one thing we can is our thrift store, and it is our primary source of funding. It's very, very important to the senior center. And finance-wise, we're doing okay, but it's really going to help us a lot to get that thing reopened and get some more income going in.
What are some of the projects, and this kind of relates to our last conversation back in March, Dave, you have been able to take advantage of this downtime at the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center to take care of some in-house infrastructure kind of things, building maintenance and stuff that you needed to do. You want to touch on that for a little bit?
Sure. Yeah, we've done quite a bit actually in the last several months. Some of it has been done by professional flooring experts, but a lot of it has been done by volunteers. So we have repainted our social hall. We've done some additional decorating and some enhancements that make it look very, very nice right now. It was 7 years ago that we last painted the social hall. We put new LED lighting in the upper ceiling, not only to save money, but it's brighter. And so we've done that. We've remodeled our main restrooms that are connected to the social hall. Just finished that project last week. It's going to look really nice with new flooring and a lot of other enhancements, new faucets, replacing all of the piping that we can get to, you know, the outlet, the valves, all those kinds of things we've been working on there. And then we've also done some flooring in our suite area. We have 4 suites on the side of the building. 2 of those are going to be used for donations, but we just completed that project with new flooring and redid the restrooms in that sector of the building. And I could go on with some other things, but a lot of volunteer effort here that we really appreciate, and we have been able to do it with 6-foot social distancing. We haven't had too many people in here at a time. We did have a board meeting yesterday, and we did keep separation. Anytime we bring a number of people out here, we use our social hall where everybody can spread out. So we're trying to be very careful, and I think we've succeeded. So far, so good. We've not heard of any of our seniors that have had the coronavirus, which makes us feel real good that way. But we want to keep it that way.
Absolutely. The last thing you want to do is, as you mentioned before, go backwards. We don't want to go from phase 1.5 to phase 1. We don't want that. We want to go to 2 to 3 to 4 and eventually have the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center back to full strength. Although I must say, even though you got a new paint job, the mural stayed because I love that mural.
Well, I try to use that as our backdrop, and we did put a really nice border trim work around it that everybody's really going to come in here and I think appreciate what we were able to accomplish while we've been closed. And the restrooms needed to be remodeled. They were 25 years old, and the original flooring, and obviously we were having a hard time scratching our heads to figure out how we were going to close those when we were under normal operation. So we used this time wisely, I think.
But having the thrift store reopen on the 22nd is a godsend because, as you mentioned, that's a significant source of income. It's your biggest source of income. I mean, you are a nonprofit, and not having that thrift store up and running must have been a pretty good financial hit. But it sounds to me like you're doing okay.
Yes, we were able to receive the SBA loan. The PPP has helped us a lot to get through this, and so we've been very fortunate to be able to take advantage of other sources right now. That is going to turn into a grant because we're going to be able to spend the bulk of that money on wages and salaries. So that's all good. And then, I always preach the fact that we are an independent organization. We run our own show here, and we're the ones that got to figure it out in terms of where all the money's going to come from. And that thrift store has been the key ingredient to all the success we've achieved financially. And that's why we want to get that up and running again. And I'm sure that we'll have great success.
That I have no doubt. And I'm spitballing here, Dave, but knowing Dave Tosh the way I do, you probably you really miss the people, don't you? Because you're a social guy, and it's a social club, and you probably miss that day-to-day interaction with your employees, your volunteers, and your patrons.
That's really why I'm here at the age I am. I really enjoy the fact that I grew up in this valley. Although I grew up in Kashmir, so many of the people that frequent the senior center I've known in my past. I was gone for a long time and came back about 10 years ago. Been doing this for 7. I'll hit my anniversary here in July for 7 years. I don't know that I've had this much enjoyment in my entire lifetime. I've done a lot of things in my life, but this has been the most enjoyable thing I've ever done. And yeah, this is a little bit stressful right now, but we're going to make it through it, and we're going to get back to normal. I just can't tell you when.
Dave, let's wrap up this conversation with where we started, and I'll turn it all over to you. All the things that everybody needs to know about the reopening of the thrift store at the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. Dave, I'm going to turn it over to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I don't know if I caught all of that, what you just said.
I'm asking you to recap what we started to talk about the store being reopened on the 22nd and the safe social distancing, the things that the people need to know so they can visit your thrift shop and partake in your cool stuff.
Yeah, so again, we will be reopening our thrift store on Monday, the 22nd. Normal operating hours Monday through Friday from 9 to 4. We will not be opening on Saturdays. That's the major change that we're going to have. A lot of reasons why we're doing that. But Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. And you might even see a new greeter at our entryway, and it might be me. And I might be out there quite often here in the next week when we reopen, saying hi to everybody, keeping distance, and welcoming people back to the thrift store. And I know that we've heard from a lot of people already. You can't wait to get back in there, and we want you to come on in and do some shopping. We got a lot of summer stuff out there right now that we haven't been able to sell. And so a lot of new items that we have been able to stock up, and we're ready to go. Come out and join us.
Dave, as usual, you have an open invitation to visit me on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Hopefully soon we'll be able to see each other in person instead of via the Skype that we've been doing. And I can't wait to see you again in person. And you're going to see me next week pop by the thrift store because I miss it. I miss the people. I want to come by and say hi.
Okay, thank you, Dan.
Dave Tosch is the Executive Director of the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activities Center on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dave, thanks for joining me. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Pat Armstrong of Pat Armstrong Ford Lincoln, home of the lifetime warranty. Dedication and commitment to our community is our top priority. My wife and I moved here 27 years ago for the quality of life that North Central Washington offers. We invite you to come by and see why the Pat Armstrong way is the right way to purchase your next vehicle. We appreciate your business today and want to earn more of your business in the future. At Pat Armstrong Ford Lincoln, we are community strong.
Owner Andrew Vickery brings years of experience to help you transition your backyard into a place where memories are made, family time is looked forward to, and friends are always welcome. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa offers many different styles and sizes of artesian spas, both new and used, as well as residential and commercial pool and spa services, regular maintenance and repairs, and all the chemicals required to keep your pool and spa crystal clear. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa today.
Succession is leading the way for a new generation of Chelan wineries. Named Platinum Winemaker of the Year in 2017 and the one to watch in 2018 by Wine Press, Succession is setting the pace. Award-winning wines are just a part of the overall experience. Add live music on Sundays and fantastic views, and you have it all. Succession Wines, located on the north shore of Lake Chelan between Chelan and Manson.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Kashmir is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week.
Hi, Justin here, owner of Club Crow Bar and Grill in Kashmir.
Looking for a fun night out?
Join us at Club Crow. We have live bands to rock the night away, comedy to make you laugh, and if that's not enough, we have poker every Monday and Wednesday night. Club Crow in Kashmir has it all. Check out our Facebook event page for dates and times.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Kashmir, the coolest place in town.
And we are back. About 5 minutes left on this program on this Wednesday, the 17th day of June. Wake up in Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz, your host. Sun's been up now for almost 3 hours. We thought we'd take one more tour around north central Washington and the lovely Wenatchee Valley. I got a robocall. Well, it wasn't a robocall. It was a human being yesterday on my cell phone. Normally I don't answer those, but I had one yesterday from some travel thing. And congratulations, Mr. Kuntz. How are things in Wenatchee? That's when I hung up. Right now, good old the Wenatchee Valley looks mighty fine to me. Good morning, Wenatchee. Good morning, East Wenatchee, Sunny Slope, Badger Mountain, Birch Mountain. Looks like just a couple of high clouds out there, and that's it. We're in for a beautiful stretch of weather. If you like it sunny and warm but not hot, you're going to love today. You're going to like Thursday. Borderline hot Friday. It's going to be cooler, however, on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, the first day of summer, with that big dome of high pressure. It's not going to really be a dome. It's going to be a flat ridge of high pressure, and that's going to allow for some high clouds to come through and filter out the sunshine and cool us down. We're going to give you the complete forecast details in just a couple minutes. Good morning to the valley. Camber 2, if I remember correctly, is that camera. And that is what is now being referred to here in the award-winning broadcast Metroplex as the Hay Canyon camera. And we put that up just last week. It is completely inaccessible to almost everybody. But the whole idea is what we're going to do is we are, over the period of many, many months, going to take a time lapse of the construction project that is the West Kashmir Bridge, or, if you will, the Goodwin Bridge. So we have a camera up there. It's going to stay right there. It's not going to move, and it's going to take pictures. I think once every 5 minutes, I'm told. It's going to take a still photo, and then we can put together a time lapse as they tear down the old bridge and put up the new bridge. And I know it's inconvenient for a lot of people who take that bridge on a regular basis, but when it's all said and done, with the way the new bridge will be set up, the roundabout, the whole 9 yards, it's going to be so much safer. Because who's kidding who? That was one cattywampus intersection where the bridge met the highway. That's all going to be taken care of, just as long as you pack a little bit of patience. Camber 3, if I remember correctly, we're going up to Waterville, and we are. Unbelievable view there. Pretty much all the snow is now gone at Mission Ridge. As you know, they're replacing the Liberator Express. Lift number 2 takes you up to the very top of the mountain. They're replacing it with a brand new chairlift that is enclosed, so you won't freeze. The nice thing about the Liberator, it was so much faster than the old chairlift. The old chairlift, it would take you about a half an hour to get from Midway to the very top of the mountain. Then they put in the Liberator Express, and it was like super fast, but it was exposed. And so by the time you got to the summit of Mission Ridge, you were cold. Now it's going to be much more comfortable. You'll be able to go to the top of Mission Ridge, and you'll be enclosed, so you'll be ready to go. Throw yourself down the side of a mountain on a pair of skinny pieces of fiberglass. Good morning to our friends to the north of us. And finally, Camber 4, it's off to Bill E. Goat. There's a few high clouds up in the Okanagan, Omak area. One of our most unbelievable cameras. And if you're unfamiliar with how Sky-Fi works, it's all line of sight. So if you live in that area, say you live in Pateros and you don't have fiber internet, walk outside your house and look up towards the Billy Goat Mountain, and you can see our tower. If you can see our tower, you might be eligible for Sky-Fi. It's as simple as that. So screaming fast internet, no fiber. Give local telecall, and we have towers all over the Wenatchee Valley, all over north central Washington, out in the Columbia Basin. We got them everywhere. Sky-Fi, it might be the way to go if you want high-speed internet. You don't have fiber. Give local telecall. All right, let's take a look at the forecast one more time from Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. 83 our high today, lots of sunshine, a little breezy. Northwest wind about 9 to 13 miles an hour, gusts around 20. Just can't seem to bust out of that wind pattern. 56 for the overnight low tonight, still breezy in the overnight hours. Northwest wind about 8 to 15 miles an hour. Thursday, warmer still, 87. Now, as I mentioned before, the ridge of high pressure is a flat ridge. That's going to allow the beginning of a few clouds to come in on Friday. So Friday will be partly cloudy, but warmer still with a high of 90. Look at the overnight low Friday night, 64 degrees. That's very mild. And yet we're going to be 5 degrees cooler on Saturday. And for the reason of that is we're going to have quite a bit of high clouds coming in on Saturday. They're going to be floating in right over the top of the ridge of high pressure, the flat ridge. So filtered sunshine on Saturday is going to keep us cooler. We'll go back to mostly sunny skies, highs in the mid-80s on Sunday. Then the second heat up begins. And this one could be a lengthy warm up. It starts Sunday with a high of 85, and then 86, and then 89. And Grant tells me, yeah, we'll be in the 90s by Wednesday and Thursday of next week as we'll be full bore into summer. That's it for us. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.